Yeah. Live free. Come on. Fourth tribe. For 100 centuries. Yeah. Let's go. Take a look at my soul. Nothing left but these hoes. They tried to take me down, but Yah is in control. So now I ask you, you suddenly black too? The oppressor ain't fair when he attacked you. Started wars cause they tried to tax you. You should be asking who they was taxing. Now what? Prices on our backs and the IRS wanted in on the back end. Lincoln was never down for emancipation, just good political relations to try to make a good case for the next election. Yet Jim Crow came right back in the field, certified with a government seal. Crowley tried to stand up with zeal. Sadly, he thought that Jesus was real. They gave us them fake news and education to keep us concealed.
Take a look at my soul. All I wanna do is go. There's nothing left of me of this horrid slavery. For 100 centuries, there's nothing left for you to hold. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free.
Come on. For 100 centuries of this horrid slavery. But Yah, he is the king, and he will save me. So now I ask you, will you drop to your knees and beg Yah, please? Don't you know that Yah is coming? It's like tomorrow. I can't even tell you the time on your Audemars. Just guard your heart, baby Paul, baby doll. Don't cry. Paparazzi never cared about them tears. No way. Just fear my Yah all day. Rest in him, just like the song say. I'm waiting for the day that he sit on the throne. Till then I'm stuck in my zone, staying focused on the day when he finally take us home. Till then I'm prophesying to the dry bones. Till that day that I'm gone and Yah reveal what he has shown. That Yahweh is Elohim, is him and none alone.
Take a look at my soul. All I wanna do is go. There's nothing left of me of this horrid slavery. For 100 centuries, nothing left for you to hold. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. Live free. Yeah. Take a look at my soul. All I wanna do is go. There's nothing left of me of this horrid slavery. For 100 centuries, left for you to hold. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. For Yahweh is righteous, Yahweh is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Shalom, shalom, I am Moreh Naphtali, here with you once again to bring you nothing but the truth. And what is this truth? It is the true words of Yahweh. And who is this Yahweh? Well, Yahweh is the creator. He's the creator of the heavens, the earth, the seas, and all that in them is. He created good. He also created evil. He created light, and he created darkness. So praise the mighty Yah. I like to praise the mighty Yah for giving me such an honor and a privilege to stand in his sanctuary this going into this evening, to indulge in such a great sacrifice, even the sacrifice of the knowledge of Elohim. I like to praise Yahweh for this opportunity, and also praise Yah for those who are indulging in this sacrifice with me. Praise the mighty Yah. This week, here at the House of Israel, 2330 Kemper Lane, our theme of this week's program is going to be on questions. We want to answer all your questions. For the scriptures says that the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh. And if you are looking for Yah, then you should be looking for answers. And those that you are seeking out as shepherds and leaders or prophets or priests of the Almighty Yah, pay attention to their answers. Because if Yahweh is in them, he surely will be with their mouth. For the scripture says in the book of Malachi, the 3rd chapter, and excuse me, not the 3rd chapter, the 2nd chapter of Malachi, it says in the 6th verse, the law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest, and what is a priest? A messenger. His lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahweh of hosts. And so if you stand before the people to proclaim a message, then you must be a messenger of Yahweh. And so in some kind of form or fashion, you're either a priest or you are a prophet. Because that's what a priest and a prophet is. They are messengers of Yahweh. And if you haven't been called to be a prophet or a priest, well, why are you presenting messages to Yah's people if Yahweh didn't tell you to do so? Because at the point that the people come to you with questions and you don't have the answer of Yahweh in your tongue, just because you answer a question, if it's not the right answer, then it's not an answer at all. You have to go back to the drawing board. You have to go back to your studies, and you have to come back with the correct answer. And if Yahweh is with you, you're going to have some kind of answer in your tongue. So yes, we don't run away from questions. And some questions, indeed, we might say, I don't know. But don't think just because we say, I don't know, that we're not going to go back and search it out and see what Yahweh will show us concerning these questions. Daniel didn't know Nebuchadnezzar's dream when he asked him a question. But he went back and he sought the Almighty and he got the answer. And sometimes you're not going to know until you go back and seek the Almighty. But a lot of times, Yahweh's servants are already equipped. They already been asked certain questions. They already done asked themselves certain questions, and the answer is already with them. But this is what we pride ourselves in, and I won't say pride ourselves in it, because pride is not good. This is what we exercise ourselves in. This is what we are trained by. We've been raised up by our teacher, Moray Alicia, to deal with questions. Matter of fact, the scriptures says in the book of Proverbs, the 15th chapter, if you want to separate the wheat from the chaff, if you want to sift the gold from the dirt, if you want to take the cream from the crop, start asking questions. But let not your questions be in the spirit of rebelry. Let not your questions be in the spirit of foolishness, but let your questions be in the spirit of sincerity, in the spirit of meekness, in the spirit of righteousness, the spirit of mercy and truth. I just want to know the truth. And to know the truth, I want to see if you have the truth. Ask your questions. It's okay. In Proverbs, the 15th chapter, the 23rd verse reads, "A man has joy by the answer of his mouth. A word spoken in due season, how good is it?" I mean, a word spoken in due season. I mean, it was right on time. It was in due season. It wasn't out of season. When it's in due season, it's perfect. It's good. It's prosperous. And when you actually have the success of doing such a thing, it makes you feel good. You go at home later and you say, my goodness, the words I spoke. And you have joy in this. But look at the 28th chapter. The 28th verse in the same chapter. The heart of the righteous studies to answer. That's what he's studying for. He's studying to not only answer his own questions, he's studying that he may answer his family's questions, his friends' questions. He's studying the answer. Because if he can answer it for himself, he can surely answer it for somebody else. I want to know if this is the true book of Yah. I want to know it. And how can I answer that question? Is this the true book of Yahweh? The living creator of the heavens, the earth, the seas, and all that in them is this his words? Is this his book? They got another man's name on the front of it? I need concrete evidence that this is his book. Well, that's a good, hard question. It's a sincere question that deserves an answer. The Almighty told us in Exodus, Let me finish that verse, though. The heart of the righteous studies the answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. His mouth poured out evil things, which means what? He's going to give you answers without knowledge. He's going to give you answers, and he hasn't studied. He's going to give you answers of his own heart. And didn't the Almighty tell us that the heart is desperately wicked above all things? How can you give answers from your heart? Why do you think that you can just automatically know? Only one that automatically knows is the Almighty. We got to study for answers. We got to increase in knowledge. You feel a certain way. You think a certain way. But did not Yahweh say, forsake your thoughts? Because my thoughts is higher than yours. Did not Yahweh say, forsake your way? You feel that way, but Yahweh say, forsake your way. Because Yahweh's ways is higher than your ways. And the only way you can get to Yah's thoughts, Yah's ways, is if you study. You got to get knowledge to know the Almighty. The Almighty told us in the book of Exodus, the 10th chapter. Yahweh says in the 10th chapter, the first verse, Yahweh said to Moses, go in to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart, the heart of his servants, that I may show these my signs before him, and that you may tell in the ears of your son and your son's sons what things I have worked in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that you may know how that I am Yahweh. And yes, because your sons is going to start asking you questions. Why we got to keep the Sabbath day? Why is this and why is that? And these questions deserves answers. And it's not the answer of man. That ain't an answer at all. Man is nothing, and Yahweh is everything. We want the answer of Yahweh. Yahweh, what is your answer? I heard everybody else's, but what is yours? And so, yes, questions are very good, and the answer to the question is even better, because the answer is going to show you, is it from Yah or is it not from Yah? Is it inspiration or is it just another evil thing that man has conjured up in his own thoughts and imagination? There was a question asked about what does Yahweh do in heaven? And who really knows? No, do you know what Yahweh is doing in heaven? The only way we can know anything, the Almighty told us, listen, seek ye out of the book of Yah in Isaiah 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. None of these shall fail thee, and none shall want her mate. For the spirit of Yahweh has gathered them. It says the mouth of Yah has commanded it, and the spirit of Yah has gathered them. If you want to learn about Yah's spirit, you have to get into his book. And you have to learn about the Almighty. Go with me. Like it was said, what is Yahweh doing in heaven? Well, only way we can find out even a glimpse of what Yahweh is doing in heaven is if we look at his book. And who sits around just thinking about what Yah is doing in heaven? What is the Creator? What is the Most High? What is he doing up there? We see what's going on down here, but what is he doing up there? That's a good question. That deserves a good answer. Because Yahweh, he wants us to know his works. He tells us all over the book to sing and cry loud and praise Yah for his wonderful works. But if we don't know what he's doing, you would think that Yahweh's sitting up there doing nothing. But no. Look what it says in the book of Isaiah 66. I want to know what Yahweh is doing. My great king, I'm very interested in the Creator. Very interested in my Elohim. I want to know, do the Almighty laugh? I want to know, do the Almighty eat? I want to know, do we have a wife? I want to know, what do the Almighty wear? What kind of clothes he wear? How do his hair look? Because he's my Elohim, he's my father, he's my creator, my maker. Why wouldn't I want to know about him? In the book of Isaiah, the 66th chapter, what is Yahweh doing in heaven? It says, thus says Yahweh in the first verse, the heaven is my throne. The earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you build unto me, and where is the place of my rest? That's the first thing you want to know. Those that have an interest in what is the Almighty doing in heaven. The heaven is his throne. And what is a throne? A throne is a chair. Not a regular chair. It's a chair of symbol because it represents the position of the one that's sitting in it. And that position is the king. It's the king's chair. The king. Only the king can sit on that throne. And so if you want to know what Yahweh is doing in heaven, he's sitting on it. That's what he's doing. He's sitting on the heavens. And you say, well, is that all, y'all? He's just sitting there? He don't get up and go nowhere? He don't? Where does Yahweh have to go? And he's everywhere already. There's nowhere you can hide from him. There is nowhere where he is not. The depths of the sea, the depths of the earth, the heights of heaven, there is no place where his eye and his hand is not. Nothing hid from him. The heavens compasses the whole earth, and he's sitting on it. But what is he doing? Sitting there. He says, listen, the house that you build unto me, where is it? Where's this place of my rest? He said, listen, all those things have my hand made, and all those things have been. Yeah, I made the heavens. I made the earth, and there's been a house built for me before. These things has been, even though he's asking, where is it? He said, these things have been already, though, says Yahweh. But if you really want to know what Yahweh is looking for, if you really want to know what Yahweh is looking to, because it's something really beyond the heavens, the earth, and the house that you build unto him, what he's looking for is beyond that. He says, to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit. That's what Yahweh is doing, sitting there. He's sitting on the heavens. And he's looking for somebody that's poor and contrite in spirit and trembles at the word of the Almighty, which means he has a reverence for the word of the Almighty. And when you have a reverence for the word of the Almighty, you have a high interest, a high respect, a high mind to it. You have a heart to it. Where this thing is nothing I can ignore. This thing is not something that I can just turn my back to, this is something that I tremble at. I can't get it off my mind. I won't get it off my mind. I can't get it off my heart. I won't get it off my heart. I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. I tremble at it. I reverence it. It's something that's vitally and highly important to me. And Yahweh is looking from heaven to see where is those that tremble at my word. They poor, meaning they humble. They contrite in spirit, meaning they're broken. That's what contrite is. You're broken. It's something that clicked in your mind and spirit that lets you know that you are nothing. It's something that clicked in your mind and spirit that lets you know that you're so small in the spectrum, it ain't even worth talking about. We're just going to talk about how big Yahweh is instead of how small I am. Because it don't mean nothing how small I am. What matters is how big Yahweh is. And how big is Yah? The heavens is his throne. Can you imagine that? The whole heavens is his throne. And so Yahweh is looking for this. Look what it says in the book of Psalms, the 9th chapter. Yeah, what is Yahweh doing in heaven? And Yahweh is not like us. We think Yahweh is altogether like us. But no, he's nothing like us. Yahweh's not in a bedroom, laying in the bed, clicking the channel and watching TV, getting up, going to the bathroom and using the restroom, and then going to the kitchen and checking on the service, seeing what they cooking for breakfast and lunch and dinner, and looking and seeing what time we're going to have food and eat. This is not Yah. We talking about the great creator. We want to minimize Yah to a regular life as we live. Yeah, Yahweh got a house with a wife and children in a garden, and he go out sweating and he hunting animals and going home and killing it and eating it and laying with his wife. And we talking about the great creator. He's nothing like us. In Psalms, the 9th chapter, look what it says. In verse 1, I will praise you, O Yahweh, with my whole heart. I will show forth all your marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing praise to your name, O you most high. He the most high. Everybody high, but Yahweh the most high. It says, when my enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at your presence. For you have maintained my right and my cause. You sat in the throne, judging right. That's what Yahweh is doing. He's sitting on his throne and judging right. Would you think he's going to judge wrong? Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? That's what Abraham said to Yahweh. He said, I know you, Yah. I know that this is far from thee, to destroy the wicked, the righteous with the wicked. That's not your way. You're too just and righteous of an Elohim. It says, for you have maintained my right and my cause. You sat in the throne judging right. Which means what? He's seen me, and he's seen them, and he's seen the whole thing. And he maintained my cause because he's seen what I did. He heard what I said. And guess what? He seen what you did and heard what you said too. And who did he not see, and who did he not hear? He sees everyone and he hears everyone because that's what he's doing. He's looking and he's listening right now, sitting on his throne. Yahweh don't get weary. You want to know that about your king? You want to know that about your Elohim? Do Yahweh get sleepy and tired? No. He tells us in the book he wearies not. He don't get weary. He's not like you and I, where he got to sleep. His rest day is not the same as ours. He doesn't get weary. He doesn't have to eat. Look what it says. You have rebuked the heathen. You have destroyed the wicked. You have put out their name forever and ever, because he know who the heathen. He know the wicked. He see what they're doing, and he's judging them according to their ways. Oh, you enemy, destruction have come to a perpetual end. You have destroyed cities. Their memorial has perished with them. But Yahweh shall endure forever. He has prepared his throne. The heavens. The heavens is his throne. Ye have prepared his thrones for judgment. That's what the heavens is prepared for. And we have a few more questions. We'll see if we get to these tonight. Is the Most High name YAHWEH? And is JC in the volume of the book? Okay. Did JC and the angels create orders from the Most High? Okay. Did JC and the angels create orders from the Most High? Well, this man that we call him JC because the Almighty tell us not to say the name of an idol. And that's all JC is. The Almighty never spoke of this man JC. So no, did JC and the angels create orders? And we don't create orders. The only one that create the order is Yahweh. He created the order when he created the 7 days of the week. That's the order. The light come first. That's Yah's order. The heavens come second. That's Yah's order. The earth come third. The sun, moon, and stars come fourth. The sea creatures and the fowls of the heaven come 5. The man and beast and creeping things come 6. And the 7th, where you're supposed to rest and sanctify that day and bless that day and hallow that day, that's 7th. That comes from the Almighty. That's the original order. And guess what? After 7, it starts all over again. And not only with your days, you have years. The first year, second year, third year, the year of tithing. The 4th year, the 5th year, the 6th year, when Yahweh commands his blessing in the 6th year. And then you get 3 years worth of food just in that year. And then the 7th year, it's the year of release. It's the year of rest. It's the Sabbath year. That's Yah's order. Whether you're dealing with 7 days or 7 years. Yah's order is within the confines of 7. He got 7 feast days. He got 7 covenants. And so, yes, Yahweh create the order. Yahweh create righteousness and truth and wisdom, knowledge and understanding. The angels must learn the order. They must learn the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yah. And so does man, JC or any other man. And that's how JC was if he ever existed. He died, he bled, he was born. So he just another man, and he created nothing. So no, did JC and the angels create orders from the Most High? No. Is the Most High name YAHWEH? Well, we here at the House of Israel, 2330 Kemper Lane, believe that the almighty name is Yahweh. Yahweh, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not YAHWEH. And Yahweh, in this name, Yahweh have revealed secrets unto us, and the knowledge and volume that has come to us through this name, Yahweh. It lets us know we're calling upon the right name. Knowledge is increasing, even since our beloved teacher and minister, prophet Moreh Elisha Israel, who was full of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and stood above his predecessors and colleagues when it come to Yahweh's word. It was no contest, and he came in the name of Yahweh. And that's ever since he's passed and moved on, we've picked up the mantle, and we see the Almighty still prospering us in his word. And so, no, we don't see any great secrets and great revelations given through these other names. And did JC come in the volume of the book? No. How do you come in the volume of the book? If you read in Psalms, the 50th chapter, in Psalms, the 50th chapter, and it might be 51. Let me check that out. And then we're going to get right back to what is Yahweh doing in heaven. Excuse me, it's Psalms, the 40th chapter. And look what this is concerning the volume of the book. It says in Psalms, the 40th chapter, verse 7. Well, let me see where to start first. Let's start at verse 5. Many, O Yahweh, my Elohim, are your wonderful works which you have done, and your thoughts which are toward us, they cannot be reckoned up in order unto us. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. But yes, Yahweh can number them. He can number the stars. He can number everything. He can number every part that's made up of your body, which is, you can't even fathom how many parts and how many pieces and cells and molecules. But Yahweh has a number to it all. Even the sand on the sea, he has a measure. He comprehends the dust of the earth. Look what it says. Sacrifice and offering you did not desire. But why they keep talking about where's your sacrifice? Where's your sacrifice? It says, my ears have you opened. Burnt offering and sin offering have you not required. You got a whole big religion talking about a sin offering. Why are you still talking about a sin offering? When this man here, King David, says, you've opened my ears. Burnt offering, sin offering have you not required. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my Elohim. Yes, your law is within my heart. And yes, you can read about King David all over the book. Because you can read about Israel all over the book. You can read about Yehuda, all the tribes all over the book. You can see David's name literally all over. You can see Jeremiah. You can see all these brothers. Moses, their name is there. Yahweh said he know all the stars in heaven. He know them by name. He know the numbers and the name. But here it is. We want to talk about a man whose name is not even in Yah's book. You'll never see thus says Yah to this man's name. Yahweh don't even speak to none of his servants and prophets about this man. Well, they say, well, this man, Emmanuel. Emmanuel? Emmanuel and JC don't sound like the same name to me. Well, this over here, it still don't have his name. Why is his name a secret in Yah's book? And then when you go to Revelations, and then I'm going to get back to our subject. Let's go to Revelations, the last chapter of Revelations. I want to show you this concerning this person, even in this book. It tells you in Revelations, let's go to the very, very last chapter. The scriptures say the end is better than the beginning. Let's go to the last. The difference between God and Lord. God comes from the Hebrew word Elohim, which means power. Lord comes from a word that just means master. You will see wives call their husband Lord all over the book. You will see other men call their teacher Lord all over the book because it's their master. Their master meaning it's my teacher. It's the one that I look to for guidance. It's the one that's counseling me. He's my master. Elisha was under Elijah. He called Elijah his master. He called him his Lord. But you will never see Elisha call Elijah his God. Because it's only one Elohim. You'll never see the women in the scriptures calling their husband God. That was just a quick question that came. Give a quick answer to that. God is Elohim. Lord is master. There's many lords. There is many lords. Landlords, property lords, because they're masters. And so, yes, you have lords. But it's only one God. It's only one Elohim. And he will make other powers, but these powers, they get their power from him. They have none without him. Hallelujah. In Revelations, the 22nd chapter, look what it says, people. Watch this. This allow the innocent heart within you that hasn't been tampered with. Look at this with a sensible eye. And it says in Revelations, let me find the exact verse. It says, the 16th verse, I, JC, I sent my angel, your angel. I ain't never seen no angels communicating with this man. Not in the scriptures. The angels are servants of the Almighty Yah, the Father, the Creator. And JC all over the book will tell you that he's not God, he's not the Father, and he created nothing. He's just supposed to be a representative of the Father to keep his commandments. But he says, I've sent my angel to testify you these things in the congregation. I'm the root and offspring of David? What kind of truth is this? He said, I want you to testify this into all the congregations. How that you the root and offspring of David, the bright and morning star. The throne, the everlasting throne that's supposed to rule on this earth is always called the throne of David. Always called the throne of David. Matter of fact, it's a verse that I'm going to show you in the book of Psalms. And my purpose of going there to show you this. How is this man, or whatever you want to make him, that's supposed to be this big, bad, most important man, who goes by this name that everybody loves, JC, why is he not sitting on the throne of JC? Why is the throne not named after him? Why would you sit on a throne that's named after a man that committed adultery, a man that murdered, a man that had a father and a mother, a man that was so bloody he couldn't even build the temple of Yah? And you gonna come back and sit on a throne that's named after him? You mean to tell me your name is so insignificant that not only you can't find it in Yah's book, from Genesis all the way to Malachi, which covers thousands of years of history, and your name don't come up in not one conversation, not one word, and even a mumbling word out of the Almighty's mouth, no prophet mouth, no testimony. And then at the very end, you still sitting on a throne that still don't have your name on it. It's got David's name on it. So how we gonna have all this talk about your name, but you sitting on a throne that's named after somebody else? At that point, what significance does your name have? Oh, JC. JC, the Christ of the New Testament. David didn't die for the sins of the world. I thought you did. He wasn't a sacrificial lamb. I thought you was. So why is his name on the throne and not yours? It don't make sense. It says, in Psalms 122, see, that's what Yahweh want to appeal to your good sense. He said, man, how long you simple ones going to just love simplicity? You got to have some kind of good sense in you. It says in Psalms 122, verse 5, for there are set thrones of judgment. See, Yah's throne is the throne of judgment. And then the thrones that's on earth that he will establish are extensions of his throne. He's going to establish David's throne because it's an extension of his heavenly throne. The heavens rule right here on earth. He says there are set thrones of judgment. The thrones, this is more than one throne. The thrones of the house of David. It's going to be more than one throne. There is more than one throne, but they're all thrones of judgment, and all of them are from the house of David. Every last one of them. You will never read about a throne of JC, the one that supposedly died for everybody, the one that everybody supposed to be looking to, and they got all these bracelets on talking about what would JC do? Since the throne is named after David, I should be scratching my head like, what would David do? Since we can read about David and see that Yahweh himself said this is a man after his own heart. So yeah, what would David do? Since he the one got a heart like the Almighty, I don't see JC having no heart like the Almighty. So no. Let's stop the madness. Praise the mighty Yah. JC, no. Does he come in the volume of the book? Absolutely not. He don't even come with one word in the book. He don't even come with a name in y'all's book, let alone volume. Here a little and there a little, precept prompt. You can't put nothing to him. He don't exist. And guess what? Even in the other books, he's sitting on upon the throne of David. Let's get back to the book of Psalms, the 11th chapter. Yahweh said it, the scriptures, book of Psalms 11. The 4th verse, Yahweh is in his holy temple. Yahweh's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. Told you, that's all Yahweh, that's what he do. He's looking and he's judging. You're like, man, how can he just sit there and do that? He's the king. He's the Elohim. He's the creator. He's something different. There's none of his kind. He's only one of his kind. He's the almighty Elohim. You can't think that you're anything like him. The only thing we can be trying to do is try to be like the Almighty. But you can never try to be the creator. You can never try to be the Most High. You can never try to be the Almighty. Only thing you can do is walk in Yah's righteousness and walk in his ways and be like him as a man. That's it. It says, but this is what he does. The 5th verse said, Yahweh tries the righteous, but the wicked and him that loves violence, his soul hates. If you truly righteous, you're going to get tried. Because everybody righteous when it comes to talking about it. But let me send a wicked person your way. Now look at you. Where your righteousness at? Now. You got tried. And all Yahweh had to do was send a little wicked person your way. And instead of your righteousness triumphing, and how you triumph in righteousness, you say, well, what would Yahweh do? Because if you start doing your own way, you're going to look foolish. You're going to look despicable in the eyes of the Almighty. You know what Yahweh said? He said, I'm well pleased for my righteousness' sake. And if you want to please the Almighty, you got to walk in his righteousness. So you got to start asking yourself, what would Yahweh do? Not what would JC do. What would Yahweh do? I can even go to ask myself, what would David do? And the only reason I would ask myself that because David ain't no regular man. David has become an angel. David has been anointed with Yah's spirit. So when I ask myself what David do, I'm still asking myself, well, what would Yahweh do? Because that's what David did. Yeah, he sinned. Yeah, he transgressed. Yeah, he failed. Ain't that what the righteous do? Don't they fall? Don't they sin? Don't they transgress? But he learned, and Yahweh mounted him up on high. And when I look at him, I can see, man, this is how a man that got a heart like the Almighty, this is what he'll do. And guess what? Most of us, none of us, we not like David, which means we far from being like the Almighty. If you can at least get like David, you can get close to being like the Almighty. Look what it says. And this Psalms 11, go with me to Psalms 89. I'm going to show you The heavens is what it is great. But all it is Yah's throne. It's Yah's throne. It's just something that he sits upon. But he said he prepared it for judgment. That's what it's for him to sit on it and to judge right. Looking for Jews, looking for people that tremble at his word, looking for the poor and contrite, looking for people to save, to deliver, so they can praise his name. He don't have the same desires as you, smoking blunts and drinking beer and eating chicken wings and eating steaks. This ain't Yah's pleasures. You want to know Yah's pleasure? That's going to be another question we're going to show you. Because Yahweh got answers for, if you want to know his pleasure, he's going to show you his pleasure. In Psalms 89, the 7th verse reads, Elohim is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him. O Yahweh Elohim of hosts, who is strong, as strong Yah like unto you, or to your faithfulness round about you. You rule the raging of the sea, when the waves thereof arise. You still them. You have broken Rahab in pieces as one that is slain. You have scattered your enemies with your strong arm. The heavens are yours. The earth also is yours. As the world and the fullness thereof, you have founded them. The north, the south, you have created them to bar Hermon, and shall rejoice in your name. You have a mighty arm. Strong is your hand, and high is your right hand. Justice and judgment are the habitation of your throne. Mercy and truth shall go before your face. That's what Yahweh's throne is all about. That's what the heavens is all about. The heavens is all about mercy and justice and judgment, mercy and truth. And yes, that's where justice comes from. It comes from in the heavens. That's where judgment comes from the heavens. Mercy and truth from the heavens. Yahweh will send it on down, and he will let it rain upon us. And even the head and the face of the wicked. But look what it says. Even though it's prepared for judgment, the heavens, and that's what Yahweh's sitting there doing, and we're going to keep ignoring it. You're going to keep ignoring the fact that all Yahweh is doing is looking at you. And yes, he had the power to look at you and every billion plus people on this earth. There is nobody that Yahweh, you can ask Yah, what about this person? And he's going to say, well, I don't know. Not only he know every person, he know the thoughts of every person. He know what they done since they been burping and pissing they pamper. He know everything. He know every word you spoke. And it's not even hard for Yahweh to know it. That's the greatness of his power. We think these hard things for Yah. That's why he just sit there. These ain't hard for him. We think we fooled the Almighty. We think that the Almighty don't remember what we've done. But Yahweh said everything is going to come into judgment. With every good thing, with every evil thing, it's all going to come into your judgment. Couple more scriptures. I want to show you this in Jeremiah, the 8th chapter. This is a question that can take us all year dealing with it, because that's what it's all about, the judgment of the Almighty. It's all about Yah's judgments. To do justice and judgment. That's what it's all about, those two things. Justice and judgment. Yahweh says, should I hide this thing from Abraham, the thing that I'm going to do. Come down to destroy this ancient city. Shall I hide this thing, seeing that I know him, that he will command his household after himself to do the ways of Yah, to do justice and judgment. Right there in Genesis, the 18th chapter. The way of Yah is justice and judgment. But Jeremiah, the 8th chapter, look what it reads. In the 7th, let's start at the 4th verse. Jeremiah 8:4. Moreover, you shall say to them, thus says Yahweh, shall they fall and not arise? Shall he turn away and not return? I mean, shall these people just be destroyed forever? Look at them. Why then has this people of Jerusalem slid back by a perpetual backsliding? They hold fast deceit. And you can talk to you blue, green, purple in the face. They not going to listen. You can try to reason with them. 7 men try to reason with them. You can come with the 10 strongest points. You can show them all day that JC name is nowhere in y'all's book. You can show them all day that David is all over the scriptures. JC is nowhere. And they still going to ask you questions about JC. They're not going to forget him because they hold fast to deceit. They don't want to accept that they've been lied to when it comes to this JC. To this man that died for the sins of the world, and that ain't nowhere in y'all's book. That's against the way of Yah. Because if it was, why didn't JC die for the first world? Why did Yahweh destroy the whole world with a flood instead of sending JC to die for them? Why did the Almighty in Malachi, the last book of Yah's book, the last chapter of Yah's book, say he going to send back one of his servants to set things straight, lest he come and smite the earth with a curse and destroy everything? Why didn't he say in the last book, in the last chapter of the Holy Scriptures, in Malachi, he going to send back JC? But no matter how many strong points, they going to hold fast to deceit. They refuse to return. Why then has this people of Jerusalem slid back? It says, let me go to the 6th verse. We'll read 5 one more time. Why then has this people of Jerusalem slid back by a perpetual backsliding? They hold fast deceit. They refuse to return. I listened and heard, because that's what Yahweh do. That's what the servants do. It says, but they spoke not aright. Listen to them. They ain't speaking aright. No man repented him of his wickedness. See, Yahweh looking. He listening. You ain't even speaking the right. You ain't speaking right things because guess what? All you doing is talking about somebody and what they've done and what they saying and what they doing. But you're not asking with your mouth, what have I done and what am I doing? That ain't what's on your mind. What somebody else is doing is on your mind. And how they falling short from grace and glory. And how they not righteous. And how they wicked. And this is the most despicable thing. That's why Yahweh said he listened and heard. But they spoke not aright. No man repented of his wickedness, saying, what have I done? Everyone turned to his course as the horse rushes into the battle. And watch this. Yes, the stork in heaven knows her appointed times. Because that's what judgments are, appointed times. That's what Yahweh's way is. The turtle and the crane, even the swallow, observe the time of their coming. But my people know not the judgment of Yahweh. You got to know that's the truth. And then we'll say, well, I know the judgment. No, Yahweh said you don't. You don't know Yahweh's judgment. You don't understand Yahweh's laws. If you understood Yahweh's law, you wouldn't be standing against the blood of your brother no kind of way. The law is going to teach you a whole spirit that family is everything. And especially the family of Israel. Did you not know that Israel is a blessed people? And even when they down bad, the last thing you want to do is curse them. Because guess what? The blessing is still upon them. If you curse these people, you're going to be cursed. Did not Yahweh tell you that? So why would you want to even curse one another? The reason why is because you have no understanding of Yah's law. His laws is going to teach you don't defraud your neighbors. Don't stand against the blood of your neighbors. And anywise, don't suffer sin upon them. Just rebuke them. Pull them to the side. Talk to them. But Yahweh don't give you no reason to hate your brother, scorn your brother. Go to the channels on how to try to help him. Or pray for him, separate from him. But at the point they come back at your doors and they trying to apologize, you know what we do? I don't want your apologies. I don't want to hear it. We got to have more wisdom than that. And just because somebody apologized don't mean you need to give them the keys back to your truck and the keys to your house. No, it's you just give them an opportunity to turn themselves back around. By at least letting them apologize. But look what it says. How do you say we are wise? And the law of Yahweh is with us. How you wise and the law of Yahweh is with you? When you got all this anger in your system. How are you wise? And the law of Yah is with you. When your mercies and your compassion for your own blood is little to none. Yahweh said he's long-suffering. He's gracious, abundant in goodness and truth. Look what it says. Lo, certainly in vain may he it. The pen of the scribe is in vain. And why? Because nobody's trying to learn the true righteousness of the Almighty. Nobody's trying to learn his judgment. They don't know it, and they ain't trying to learn it. But if you want to know the true judgment of the Almighty, if you're really concerned about the heavens and what Yahweh is doing in the heavens and what the heavens even represent, it represents justice and judgment. In the book of Zechariah, the 7th chapter, you got to know every time you defraud your neighbor or every time you defraud anybody, the heavens looking at you. The heavens see you. Where can you drive? Where can you go where the heavens don't see you? Don't you know the heavens is down here too? Don't you know Yahweh's angelic ministers are down here too? You want to go into the waters, you don't think they can go in there? Wherever you want to go, in a cave, a closet, there's nowhere you can run or hide. The heavens rule, the heavens see, and it's looking at you. Jeremiah, the 7th chapter, the 9th verse. Thus speaks Yahweh of hosts. Paying attention now? Thus speak Yahweh of hosts. Not JC of hosts. JC ain't never had no hosts. Not no angelic hosts. Maybe a bunch of followers that he told him, like, man, you, what you serve, you don't even know. You know not. Since you following me, you don't know. He said, you worship, ye know not. That's what he said, actually. Ye worship, ye know not. But we know what we worship, because salvation is of the Israelites. So if you're a host and a follower of JC, you don't even realize what you're worshiping. My good elder Sir Benya, he said, man, I'll tell you what they worshiping. Caesar Borgia. That's what he said they worshiping. A man that they done seen look a certain way and painted him, and don't realize you worshiping that man. Look just like him. Look what it says. Thus speaks Yahweh of hosts, saying, execute true judgment. That's what you're supposed to be doing. If you want to know what the heavens doing, the heavens is trying to get you to understand this. Execute true judgment. And how you do that? It tell you, show mercy and compassion every man to his brother. Mercy and compassion. Which means you showing pity. So you show mercy, that's one thing. That's kindness. You just kind, you got a natural kind exuberance about you. Lively, lovely, is pleasant. Mercy. But then compassion is another form of kindness. Because now you pity. People would love to say, man, don't make no excuses for this person. But when you got compassion, that's what you do. Man, they just been through a lot. Man, they just had a hard day. Even sometimes, man, he just a kid. But that kid wicked. You need to beat him. Man, he just a kid. He only 7 years old. I know he look like he about 14, but he only 7. And why? Because you're showing compassion upon that lad, making excuses for him. Until Yahweh said, look, no more excuses. But we make excuses because we're just trying to show compassion. And when you have an opportunity to show compassion, that's executing true judgment. You want to execute true judgment? Take the opportunity. And the opportunity ain't always there. It ain't always there because sometimes it's beyond a point of showing compassion. I don't even want your compassion. But sometimes it's there. And we still won't take the opportunity. Show mercy, compassion, every man to his brother. And don't oppress the widow, nor the fatherless, nor the stranger. See, if you know the law, you always said love the stranger. Just because they're not the same nation as you, that don't mean that I built you to hate people that ain't Israel. No, love them too. It says, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. Don't do that. Don't imagine evil. You hoping they fall. You hoping the darkness just overwhelms them. And you can just be like, see, I told you. All your scorning just comes the truth. Told you they weren't good for nothing. I told you they was going to die. I told you they was going to fall. This is not the spirit and the judgment of the Almighty. Yahweh said he don't have pleasure in the death of the wicked. So if you got pleasure in the death of the wicked, how do you got the spirit of Yah? It says, but they refuse to listen. I don't want to listen. Pulled away the shoulder. Get off of me. Stop their ears that they should not hear. I don't want to hear no apologies. I don't want to hear nothing. Yes, they made their hearts as an adamant stone. And this is why you will never understand the judgment of Yah. This is why you will never understand the laws of Yah, the statutes and judgments, the precepts of Yahweh. You will never understand Yahweh, period, because your heart is too hard. Your heart is too hard. And you say your heart is not hard. Well, what did the Almighty tell us in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter? He said, you've made, in the 12th verse, yes, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law. In the words what Yahweh of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from Yahweh of hosts. Because he said, man, look at these people. These people is just too hard. They just can't wait to scorn one another. They can't wait for a brother or sister to just make a mistake so they can just be mad at them. They love to just have this feeling that you've been wrong and I'm going to be mad at you because you're wrong. And I'm going to be up here because I ain't ever wrong. But you is. And we got these spirits of hardness. But Yahweh said, these people, man, is a hard-hearted people. Stiff-necked. You can't tell them nothing. You can tell them that Yahweh is long-suffering. They still ain't going to be long-suffering. You can tell them Yahweh is full of gracious and compassion. They stiff neck ain't gonna listen to none of that. I don't care how gracious and compassionate and loving and merciful Yahweh is. I'm not that. I'm not Yahweh. But Yahweh said we supposed to be trying to walk in his judgments and trying to be like him. And closing out, you can read in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, about Israel. You want to say you don't have a hard heart? Well, I guess just snatch a whole chapter of Yahweh's word out of the book when Yahweh himself said Israel is a stiff-necked and hard-hearted people. Stiff-necked and hard-hearted and rebellious. You can't tell them nothing. And when they look ugly and when they wrong and their spirit is gone, you can't tell them nothing. They think they wise, they think they know, but they don't know the judgment of Yah. I didn't say it. Yah said it. Yahweh said you don't know his judgments. Yahweh said he got a controversy with you because you don't have the knowledge of Elohim. Second Samuel, the 3rd chapter. My beloved teacher who studied this book in record numbers of hours, record numbers of days. And it ain't about how much you study. Will Yahweh show him through them hours? Show him through his sacrifices in them days and weeks, months, and years of studying? The last thing this man said in his dying days to me as his son, he told me, he said, man, one of the things I regret about myself is that I was too hard of a man. And I know what he meant by that. He was hard in his speech, hard in his spirit, and he had to be hard because he's dealing with a hard people. But in his dying days, the hardness didn't feel good to him because his heart became soft and he began to understand the true judgments of Yahweh. And he was no longer out for blood. He was out to uplift. That's why he told us, don't attack your brothers, attack the doctrine. What kind of hard-hearted brother want to slander and scorn and put his brother out there in the open and kill him? Unless Yahweh decrees such a thing. When you start getting to know Yah, you have to ask yourself, why am I not dead yet? Myself. Why haven't Yahweh just killed me? Yeah, Yahweh just so merciful. He going to give you time and chance after chance after chance. Like he done did these kings in the scriptures that go years of serving idols and causing a whole land to go to just wickedness. Yahweh merciful. He's more merciful and gracious than he is terrible. But when you look at us, we more terrible than we are merciful and gracious. Because all it got to take is a brother to do something wrong against us and then see how terrible we are. Make a mistake, see how terrible we are. Let your children make a mistake. Look how you're whooping them and cussing them out. 2 Samuel, the 3rd chapter, the 39th verse. The 38th verse. The king said to his servants, this is King David. He said, know you not that there is a prince, a great man is fallen this day in Israel. And this man stood against David's blood at one point in time. Fought against David and his men. But they got over that. And he said, man, a prince and a great man is fallen this day in Israel. And he said, I am this day weak, though anointed king. These men, the sons of Zuriah, are too hard for me. They too hard. He too hard because once you begin to learn the true judgment and the way of Yah, Yahweh not looking to their hardness. He looking for poor and contrite. Not somebody stiff and hard, mounted up, can't tell them nothing. Scriptures say the way of the transgressor is hard. Talk to you hard, and you can't even be comfortable around them because they're hard. But with that being said, I want to praise Yahweh for the opportunity to indulge in his great words, to get to know him. For Yahweh, he is something else. He's great. And he's too great for us. He's too good for us. He's too high for us. But he's a humble Elohim. He's a meek Elohim. And at the end of the day, the true words is this: he's just a righteous Elohim. He could have been a wicked Elohim. Well, people don't even want to live in this earth for no reasons, no good reasons. But when you look at Yah, he's a righteous Elohim. We got something great to live for. So I praise Yahweh for all those that's been indulging with me in this great opportunity he's given us. And until tomorrow, Yahweh loves you, and so do I. Shalom.
Anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do.
Anything for Yah, anything for Yah. I would do anything for my Yah, but your hands will be clean, cause you can only bring what's pleasing to Yah. As I plead, all I need is my Yah Selah. Open the book and just meditate. If you wanna be holy, must separate. Do not confederate, do not fear the things they fear. Sanctify Yahweh himself, make him your dread. Praise him whenever you walk by the way, when you wake up and lay down the bed. Relate to your kids by the law to your hands for a sign. Keep it as front lips between your eyes, so you can remind. Remember I search for a sign. Y'all get a purpose at times, might have to go and rewind. Purge me like gold is refined till your servant is tried.
Anything for ya, anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. I set my face to the sky and I give all my praises to Yah. He kill it, then make it alive. Please understand, no one delivered from his hands. Choosing commands, that is the duty of man. We was removed from the land. 40 years proved that we're hunger to see what was there. From heaven he fed us with bread to let us know man do not live by no bread alone, but by every word that Yah has ever spoke. Our shoes and our clothes, they never get old. We was thirsty and water came from a stone. Don't forget it is he that get power for man to get wealth to establish his covenant. Back in our government, no longer sisters and brothers divided, united as one again.
Anything for ya, anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do. Anything for ya, I will do.